Josh here, and I am really excited about this one. Installing the exhaust D plate into the 1200R motor, and that 1200R motor is installed into the 2009 Yamaha FCR. So it's been engine swapped into there, and putting the D plate in there. Gonna do a before and after exhaust on this so you can hear any differences it might have as far as sound is concerned, and then gonna take it out on the water and test it and see how it performs. I'm gonna change out the D plate on this thing, but I want like a nice before and after exhaust sound. I have it sort of running here. Smoky for sure. Let me show you with the seat off. The D plate goes right in there, and to do that we got to take this whole piece out. And I'm glad the ski is beeping at us. That's wonderful. Shut up. All right, the D plate replaces the catalytic converter, which is actually this thin piece right here. Inside it's a lot bigger, but it replaces that. And to remove it, you got to take this entire piece out of the ski. And I've done a video on that already, so if you need to know how to remove that, go ahead and check that video. I'll leave a link for it in the video here. All right, here's the D plate that will be installed. And I got the chip here, do that later. I'm going to set this kind of in the way that it came apart because it's important for putting it back together. Ooh, that thing is warm. What a piece of trash. Okay, so this replaces that thing. Now, when you're putting it all back together, it has this tab, and it has it on all of the gaskets there, and all of the surfaces have it. This one's gonna have it somewhere. Where is it at? Anyway, I'll see it when I'm putting it together. But you gotta line those tabs up, and that's how you get it all aligned correctly. So this goes like that. And if you're like, how are you were using those gaskets? You know, when I put it together, I put a little bit of grease on them so that they would come apart easily. Make sure I didn't get any junk on here. Line up the tab, line up all the bolts. There we go, you can see the tabs there, that one there, and at the top there. And that's how you make sure it's all lined up correctly. So it can only go one way, even though I believe all these bolts are evenly spaced, so you could put it any orientation. That tab is how you make sure everything's lined up correctly. Alright, you see that I did that in a star pattern. That's so that it tightens down evenly. Now I'm going to go back around everything and tighten it with a wrench. So I just got to pop this chip in instead of this connector. And it's really kind of, it's like, why did they make it white? It makes you think it should be this one, but it's not. It's this one. Now I've got the chip installed and the pipe reinstalled. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up and see what it sounds like. fz1200r engine in it, testing out the D pipe or the D plate in the pipe, and I'm just warming it up, and this is kind of going to be my first reactions to what it does. So far, before I put the pipe in, the jetting has been a bit rich, and I did a bunch of like weird jetting mods, and it has just been too rich for whatever reason. So I'm wondering if that was set up for a D pipe. I keep wanting to say D pipe, but D plate. So I'm going to test it here, see if it still runs rich, and we'll see how it does. And you can see the bottom today, it's very very clear in the water. So far, very loaded up on the bottom. If that kind of blew it out a little bit. Ooh, yeah, a lot better off the bottom. Could have just had some extra oil and gas in the cylinders from before when we didn't have the D plate, and we may have just blown that all out. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, hoping that's the case. The oil
full shot from idle has been better so far, and the more I think we clear out the cylinders, the better it's going to do. But I want to run a top speed check. Okay. It's gonna be best with the nose up because that gets more of the ski out of the water. That was 60 miles per hour on the indicated on the gauges. 57.4 indicated on the speed app. Let's run it the other direction. Indicated on the instruments, 58.5 indicated on the cell phone. So I don't know that we gained any top speed really, but because I kind of remember clocking it around 58, so maybe we gained half a mile per hour. But the gain that I'm looking for is in sort of the acceleration mid-range to like not load up as bad. GoPro mount there? Oh, we gotta bust that out for sure. So maybe it'll be easier for me to talk this way, maybe not. You might just hear all the rattles from the boat. Let's see what this looks like, I guess.
far as the D plate is concerned, I don't really have any noticeable difference. Of course, this is heavier than the original Ski this motor would have come in or came with. So, you know, in the original Ski it came with, maybe you would see a bigger difference. But so far everything is fine. It's not overheating, like, because, you know, I put the chip in there, otherwise you would think something is wrong with the cat or the catalytic converter. Everything seems fine, so, you know, it's good. I mean, I think we may have seen an increase of 0.5 mile an hour on the top end, but I'm not feeling like a noticeable difference anywhere really. So, and it may be that this thing will kind of clean up and clean out as the day goes on, and we'll just kind of have to see where it is, and maybe I'll just check in. Probably just very loaded up off the bottom. You can hear it. I'm just gonna floor it. Listen. Okay, that time it's like, ah, screw you, I'm gonna run perfect. But what I tried there before, it was okay. Apparently now it's just perfect. It heard me talking and it's like, yep, everything's perfect, everything's fine. Okay, whatever, it's all good. I kind of think this particular setup might have what is called a dribbler on one of those carbs. These are similar to the Mikuni SBN carbs, and I use Mikuni SBN rebuild kits in these carbs. Only difference being is they might be a different size millimeter wise, but they're like turned on their sides, so they're kind of like a side draft carburetor. But other than that, it's essentially a SBN Mikuni carb, and I'm thinking that it might have what is called a dribbler, and that has to do with it where it kind of puts a little bit of fuel into the carburetor at an idle without you wanting it to do that. And basically, I'm going to check into it a little bit next time this engine is taken apart, and it's just that little plastic flapper, and people just double those up to try to get rid of the thing, what I'm talking about, the dribbler. And you guys who know about this will just be like, oh yeah, doubling up that little plastic thing, yeah, that makes sense. And those who don't know will probably be like, I have no clue what he is talking about. And you know what, either way, that's okay. We may, you know, go into the Mikuni carbs and kind of talk about doubling those up at some point. I'm not really sure, but hey, we might get to it, we might not, I don't know. We got other awesome videos coming up, so definitely keep it locked in here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, ring the little bell so you'll get notified when the new videos come out. We do have the 2-stroke versus 4-stroke shootout is coming out soon. Also, more videos on the miniature jet boats, Sea Rat, Widow Raider, and all kinds of other cool stuff. And make sure to check out vintagejetski.com to get your parts. You get your 5% off of your order with promo code JetSki Brothers. And make sure to click on the next video popping up in the end screen.